Most people think of iron as just another nutrient, but the truth is, it's the mineral that makes healthy blood flow possible. Iron carries oxygen through your bloodstream, fuels your cells with energy, and keeps your heart and brain working at their best. But here's the hidden problem. After 50, your body's relationship with iron changes. The same habits you had in your younger years can now quietly drain your energy or, just as dangerously, overload your arteries. Too little iron leads to anemia, fatigue, dizziness, and poor circulation. Too much iron can stiffen arteries, damage the liver, and raise the risk of heart disease. And yet, most people don't even realize they're making everyday mistakes with iron mistakes that silently affect blood flow and long-term health. The good news is that these mistakes can be corrected. By understanding how iron works and learning the right habits, you can support strong circulation, improve energy, and protect your heart as you age. In this video, we'll uncover the 4 worst iron mistakes that damage blood flow and reveal the 4 corrections you must make to stay healthy and energized after 50. 1. Ignoring iron deficiency symptoms. The silent drain on energy and blood flow. One of the biggest mistakes people over 50 make with iron is simply ignoring the warning signs of deficiency. Iron is essential for producing hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout the body. Without enough iron, blood can't deliver adequate oxygen, leaving tissues starved for the fuel they need to function. The result is a quiet but relentless decline in circulation and energy. The symptoms of iron deficiency often seem mild at first. Fatigue that doesn't go away with rest, pale skin, feeling colder than usual, or shortness of breath after simple activities. Some may experience dizziness, headaches, or even a racing heartbeat as the heart struggles to pump oxygen-poor blood. Unfortunately, many people dismiss these signs as just getting older, when in reality they are clear signals that blood flow is being compromised. Ignoring these symptoms can have serious consequences. Left untreated, iron deficiency develops into anemia, where red blood cell counts drop too low to meet the body's needs. This doesn't just leave you tired, it forces the heart to work harder, straining the cardiovascular system and increasing the risk of heart enlargement or even heart failure over time. For older adults, whose arteries may already be less flexible, this additional burden can be especially dangerous. Another problem is how iron deficiency impacts the brain. Oxygen supply to the brain decreases, leading to difficulty concentrating, memory lapses, and mental fog. Over time, this can affect mood, increase irritability, and reduce overall quality of life. What may look like senior moments are sometimes actually the result of low iron levels. The danger of ignoring symptoms also lies in the fact that iron deficiency rarely improves on its own. Without identifying and treating the root cause, whether it's poor diet, reduced absorption, or hidden blood loss, the condition quietly worsens. Many people don't realize how much better they could feel until they correct their iron levels. The solution begins with awareness. If you notice persistent fatigue, weakness, or unusual shortness of breath, it's important not to shrug it off. Simple blood tests can reveal whether your iron levels or hemoglobin are low. With the right treatment, whether through diet changes, supplements, or addressing underlying causes, circulation and energy can improve dramatically. For people over 50, ignoring iron deficiency is like ignoring the warning light on a car's dashboard. The symptoms may seem small at first, but they are signals that your body's most important system, oxygen delivery, is in trouble. By paying attention to these early signs, you can take action before your circulation and heart health are seriously affected. 2. Oversupplementing with iron, when too much becomes toxic for blood flow. If ignoring low iron is one of the worst mistakes, going to the opposite extreme, taking too much iron, is equally harmful. Many people over 50 assume that if a little iron is good, more must be better. They buy high-dose supplements without testing or medical guidance, thinking it will boost energy and circulation. Unfortunately, excess iron doesn't act like a helpful reserve. It becomes toxic, damaging the very systems it was meant to protect. Iron is a pro-oxidant, which means that in high amounts it promotes oxidative stress. Instead of carrying oxygen efficiently, Excess iron triggers free radicals that attack cells and tissues, including artery walls. Over time, this oxidative damage stiffens arteries, accelerates plaque buildup, and raises the risk of heart disease. What began as an effort to help circulation can actually harm it. The liver is particularly vulnerable. As the body's main storage site for iron, it can become overloaded when supplements are taken in excess. This leads to a condition called hemochromatosis, where iron builds up in organs and causes long-term damage. Left unchecked, this condition may result in liver disease, diabetes, joint pain, or even heart failure. Excess iron also interferes with blood flow regulation. Too much iron increases blood viscosity, making it thicker and harder to pump through the body. This places extra strain on the heart and raises the risk of blood clots, stroke, or sudden cardiac events. For older adults, who may already have less flexible arteries, the added burden can be especially dangerous. The tricky part is that symptoms of iron overload aren't always obvious at first. Fatigue, joint pain, or abdominal discomfort may appear, but they're easy to dismiss as aging. By the time more serious signs such as skin changes, irregular heartbeat, or diabetes develop, significant damage may already be done. The solution is simple but essential. Never take iron supplements blindly. Unlike many vitamins, iron should not be taken just in case. A blood test is the only reliable way to know your true iron levels. If you don't need supplementation, taking it only increases risk. If you do need it, your doctor can guide you on the safest dose and duration. For people over 50, over-supplementing with iron is like overfilling the gas tank of a car until it spills and corrodes the engine. The intention may be good, but the outcome is harmful. The key to protecting circulation and overall health is balance, neither too little nor too much, but just enough for your body's needs. 3. Relying only on plant sources without proper absorption strategies. Why healthy choices can still leave you low on iron. Many people over 50 make the switch to a more plant-based diet, hoping to protect their heart and improve overall health. While this choice brings plenty of benefits like more fiber, antioxidants, and less saturated fat, it also carries a hidden risk when it comes to iron. Relying only on plant-based iron sources without paying attention to absorption can leave you chronically low, even if you think you're eating plenty of iron-rich foods. Here's why. Plant sources provide non-heme iron, which is much harder for the body to absorb compared to heme iron found in animal products like lean meat, poultry, and fish. In fact, your body may absorb only 2–10% of the non-heme iron from plants versus up to 30% of heme iron. This means that a plate of spinach or beans doesn't necessarily translate into strong blood flow if your body can't access the iron locked inside. The problem is made worse by common dietary habits. Drinking tea, coffee, or red wine with plant-based meals blocks iron absorption because of compounds called tannins and polyphenols. Similarly, eating plant iron sources with lots of calcium, such as paring beans with cheese, can reduce how much iron your body takes in. Over time, these combinations leave you short on iron, even if your diet looks balanced on the surface. For older adults, this mistake is especially dangerous. The body's ability to absorb nutrients naturally declines with age, making efficient absorption strategies even more critical. Ignoring this can lead to fatigue, dizziness, and circulation problems, all while believing you're doing the right thing by eating more plants. The good news is that small adjustments can fix this. Pairing plant-based iron foods with vitamin C-rich foods like beans with tomatoes or spinach with citrus can double or even triple absorption. Cooking in a cast iron skillet can also boost iron content in meals. And if you're vegetarian, being mindful of meal combinations is key. Enjoy your coffee or tea between meals instead of with them, and balance calcium intake away from your iron-rich dishes. The lesson is clear. Plant foods can be excellent sources of iron, but only if you help your body absorb it properly. Without the right strategies, you may be eating plenty of healthy meals, but still leaving your blood and circulation starved for oxygen. 4. Drinking tea or coffee with iron-rich meals, the everyday habit that blocks absorption. For many people, especially those over 50, starting or finishing a meal with a hot cup of tea or coffee feels natural. It's comforting, it aids digestion, and it's part of a daily routine. But here's the hidden problem. Drinking tea or coffee at the same time as iron-rich meals is one of the most common mistakes that silently blocks your body from absorbing the iron it needs for healthy blood flow. The reason lies in compounds called tannins and polyphenols, found abundantly in both tea and coffee. These compounds bind to iron in your food and make it much harder for your intestines to absorb. Research shows that drinking tea with a meal can reduce iron absorption by as much as 60%, while coffee can block up to 40%. That means even if you eat iron-rich foods like lean red meat, beans, or leafy greens, much of that iron goes to waste if it's washed down with a cup of your favorite brew. Over time, this habit can quietly lead to iron deficiency, even in people who think they're eating well. The symptoms, fatigue, dizziness, cold hands and feet, or shortness of breath, may creep in gradually and be mistaken for normal aging. In reality, it's your body signaling that blood flow and oxygen delivery are being compromised. This issue is particularly concerning for older adults. As we age, nutrient absorption naturally becomes less efficient, and dietary needs become more delicate. Adding another barrier like drinking tea or coffee at the wrong time makes it even harder to maintain balanced iron levels. For those already at risk of anemia or circulation problems, this everyday habit can worsen fatigue and strain the heart. The good news is you don't have to give up tea or coffee completely. Timing is the key. Enjoy your tea or coffee at least 1 to 2 hours before or after an iron-rich meal to minimize the blocking effect. If you like a warm drink with meals, consider switching to hot water with lemon, which not only avoids blocking iron but also enhances absorption thanks to its vitamin C. For people over 50, this small adjustment can make a big difference. By simply separating your iron-rich meals from tea or coffee time, you allow your body to fully use the iron it receives. This supports healthier circulation, more energy, and a stronger heart without forcing you to give up the drinks you love. We've now explored the 4 most damaging iron mistakes that quietly disrupt circulation: ignoring deficiency symptoms, supplementing without guidance, relying only on plant sources without proper absorption strategies, and drinking tea or coffee with iron-rich meals. Each of these habits may seem small, but together they weaken blood flow, starve your cells of oxygen, and place extra strain on your heart. For people over 50, when the body becomes more sensitive to both nutrient imbalances and circulation problems, these mistakes can accelerate fatigue, dizziness, and long-term cardiovascular issues. But here's the encouraging truth. Iron balance is not out of your control. With the right corrections, you can improve absorption, protect your arteries, and restore the oxygen-carrying power of your blood. These changes aren't drastic, they're practical, science-backed habits that fit easily into everyday life. In the next part, we'll reveal the 4 essential corrections you must make for healthy blood flow. From smarter testing and food choices to simple timing strategies, these adjustments can transform how your body uses iron and give you back the energy and circulation you deserve. 1. Get tested regularly. The foundation of healthy iron and strong circulation. When it comes to iron, guessing is one of the most dangerous things you can do. Too little leaves your blood weak and oxygen-starved, while too much quietly damages arteries and vital organs. That's why the first and most important correction for people over 50 is simple: get tested regularly. Iron levels can't be judged accurately by how you feel alone. Fatigue, dizziness, or brain fog may point to deficiency, but they can also signal dozens of other issues. Similarly, some people with iron overload don't notice symptoms until the damage is advanced. A blood test is the only reliable way to know where you stand. The key markers to check are hemoglobin, which measures oxygen carrying capacity, serum ferritin, which reflects iron storage, and sometimes transfer and saturation, which shows how much iron is circulating in the blood. Together, these tests provide a clear picture of whether you need more iron, less iron, or are already in balance. For people over 50, this is especially important because iron needs change with age. Postmenopausal women, for example, no longer lose iron through monthly cycles and are at greater risk of iron overload if they continue supplementing unnecessarily. Men and women alike may also absorb iron differently as digestion slows with age. Regular testing takes the guesswork out of the equation. Getting tested also prevents harmful self-supplementation. Many people assume that fatigue means they should start iron pills, but without testing, they risk overloading their system. On the flip side, those who avoid supplements out of fear may allow a deficiency to worsen. Only with accurate results can you make safe, targeted choices. The best practice is to discuss iron testing with your doctor during routine checkups, especially if you notice changes in energy, shortness of breath, or unusual weakness. Even if you feel fine, testing every year or two after 50 helps catch problems early, before they affect circulation or cause long-term damage. Think of testing as a compass. Without it, you're wandering blindly, risking both deficiency and overload. With it, you know exactly what direction to take, ensuring your iron levels truly support healthy blood flow. For people over 50, this one step can mean the difference between fatigue and vitality, or between hidden strain and a strong, resilient heart. 2. Balance intake with iron-rich foods from both animal and plant sources, building a stronger circulatory foundation. Once you know your iron levels through testing, the next correction is to build balance into your diet. Many people over 50 make the mistake of leaning too heavily on either animal or plant sources of iron, without realizing that both play an important role in supporting circulation. A truly heart-healthy diet finds the right mix. Animal-based foods, like lean red meat, poultry, and fish, provide heme iron, which your body absorbs more efficiently, up to 3 times better than plant-based sources. This makes them powerful allies for restoring iron quickly, especially if you've been struggling with deficiency. For example, a small portion of beef or chicken liver delivers more iron than several cups of spinach. But relying only on animal sources can backfire. Too much red meat, especially processed or fatty cuts, raises cholesterol and increases the risk of heart disease. That's why balance is key. Plant-based foods, like lentils, beans, tofu, quinoa, and leafy greens, provide non-heme iron. While harder to absorb, they come with fiber, antioxidants, and lower saturated fat nutrients that protect arteries and improve circulation in other ways. The smartest approach is to combine both. For instance, enjoying grilled salmon with a side of lentils or pairing chicken with sautéed spinach gives your body 2 forms of iron along with heart-friendly nutrients. This not only improves your overall iron status, but also reduces reliance on heavy meats that could harm your arteries if eaten too often. Diversity is another key. Rotating different iron-rich foods ensures you get a wide spectrum of vitamins and minerals that support absorption and blood health. For example, beans bring magnesium, spinach brings folate, and fish delivers omega-3 seconds, all of which improve circulation in unique ways. For older adults, balance also prevents the extremes of deficiency and overload. A diet that mixes moderate portions of lean animal protein with a steady variety of plant foods provides enough iron without tipping the scale toward excess. This approach supports steady blood flow, maintains healthy hemoglobin, and protects heart health in the long term. The takeaway is simple. Iron is not about choosing sides between meat or plants, it's about creating harmony. By balancing both sources wisely, you give your blood the tools it needs to carry oxygen efficiently, keep arteries clear, and sustain energy well into your later years. 3. Pair plant-based iron with vitamin C for better absorption, unlocking the power of plant foods. One of the smartest corrections you can make for healthy circulation is learning how to boost the absorption of plant-based iron. As we've discussed, non-heme iron from plants is harder for the body to absorb compared to heme iron from animal foods. But there's a simple solution. Pair plant-based iron with vitamin C. This small change can dramatically increase how much iron your body actually uses. Vitamin C works like a key, transforming non-heme iron into a form that's easier for your intestines to absorb. Without it, much of the iron in beans, lentils, spinach, or whole grains may simply pass through your system unused. With it, absorption can double or even triple, turning everyday meals into powerful circulation boosters. The good news is that vitamin C is easy to add. Citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, and lemons are excellent choices, but so are bell peppers, strawberries, tomatoes, and broccoli. For example, a spinach salad topped with fresh strawberries or lentil soup paired with a side of roasted peppers combines iron and vitamin C in a way your body loves. Even squeezing lemon juice over cooked greens or beans makes a real difference. This pairing is especially important for people over 50. As the digestive system becomes less efficient with age, maximizing absorption becomes more critical. Relying on plant foods alone without vitamin C often leads to chronic low iron, causing fatigue, weakness, and circulation issues. Adding vitamin C-rich foods is a simple, natural fix that requires no pills or complicated routines. Another benefit is that vitamin C itself protects arteries. As a powerful antioxidant, it reduces inflammation, supports collagen in blood vessel walls, and lowers oxidative stress caused by free radicals. That means you're not only helping your body absorb more iron, you're also directly strengthening your circulation at the same time. The takeaway is clear. Plant foods can be excellent sources of iron, but only if you unlock their potential with vitamin C. By making this pairing a daily habit, you ensure that the nutrients you eat actually nourish your blood, improve oxygen delivery, and keep your heart strong. 4. Time tea, coffee, and calcium away from iron-rich meals, letting your body absorb what it needs. Even if you eat plenty of iron-rich foods, the way you combine them with other foods and drinks can make or break how much iron your body actually absorbs. One of the most effective corrections you can make for better circulation is to time, tea, coffee, and calcium-rich foods so they don't interfere with your iron intake. Both tea and coffee contain compounds called tannins and polyphenols. These bind tightly to iron in your food, especially non-heme iron from plant sources, and block it from being absorbed. Research shows that having tea with a meal can reduce iron absorption by up to 60%, and coffee can reduce it by about 40%. That means your carefully chosen iron-rich dinner might be far less effective if you drink your favorite brew at the same time. Calcium presents a similar problem. While calcium is essential for strong bones, it competes with iron for absorption in the gut. Dairy products like milk, cheese, or yogurt, eaten with iron-rich foods, can quietly lower how much iron your body gets. This is especially critical for older adults, who may rely heavily on calcium for bone health while unintentionally weakening their circulation. The correction is simple: timing. If you love tea or coffee, enjoy it at least 1 to 2 hours before or after an iron-rich meal, rather than during. The same goes for calcium supplements, or dairy-heavy snacks. Separate them from your iron-rich foods so both nutrients can be absorbed properly without competing against each other. This small adjustment can have a major impact. Imagine the difference between absorbing only half the iron in your meal versus nearly all of it over weeks and months. That can mean stronger hemoglobin, better oxygen delivery, and healthier circulation. For people over 50, who are more prone to both iron deficiency and circulation problems, this strategy is a game changer. It doesn't require giving up your favorite drinks or dairy, it's just about enjoying them at the right time. By respecting how your body absorbs nutrients, you allow both iron and calcium to do their jobs effectively, without one sabotaging the other. The key lesson is clear: timing matters as much as food choice. By keeping tea, coffee, and calcium away from your iron-rich meals, you make the most of every bite, giving your blood the tools it needs to flow strong and steady. Iron is one of the most important minerals for healthy circulation, yet it's also one of the easiest to get wrong. We've seen how the 4 worst mistakes: ignoring deficiency symptoms, oversupplementing without guidance, relying only on plant sources without absorption strategies, and drinking tea or coffee with iron-rich meals can quietly weaken blood flow, lower energy, and put strain on the heart. The good news is that each of these mistakes has a simple correction. By getting tested regularly, balancing iron intake from both animal and plant sources, pairing plant-based foods with vitamin C, and timing tea, coffee, and calcium away from iron-rich meals, you can restore balance. These habits strengthen circulation, improve oxygen delivery, and give your heart the support it needs after 50. The key lesson is clear. Iron is about balance, not extremes. Too little or too much can harm you, but with awareness and small adjustments, you can unlock more energy, sharper focus, and better cardiovascular health. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment your own experience with iron, and subscribe to Active Healthcare. Together, we'll keep building the simple, science-backed habits that protect your heart and circulation for years to come.